Okay, good morning, class. Is it audible? Please comment. Okay, thank you. So, in the last class, we are learned how to multiply and also some of the properties of multiplications. So, what are those properties? We are learned first, we are learned closure property. Next, we are learned about commutative property, and later on, we are studied about associative property, and then we are studied about distributive property of multiplication over addition and subtraction. वो उधर इधर सर के पास ही मिल जाएगा, उनका फोन में से ले लीजिए। फोटोज कौन सा? उधर से इधर से उस मोबाइल में भी देखेगा वो। हाँ, और लिंक कोड उसी मोबाइल से स्टार्ट हुआ है ना। ओके, so sorry for interruption. So these are all the things what we are done in the previous classes. So now today in this class we'll be learning additive identity, additive inverse, multiplicative identity, and multiplicative inverse. Additive identity and additive inverse, already we have learned that in the last year class, like previous class in the sixth. So there only we have learned that. So now just we'll recall those things in the today's class. So first we'll be learning about additive identity. So now what is meant by additive identity? Additive identity means for a given number, what we are to add. Suppose we'll take an example 8. To this 8, what we are to add to get same answer, that is nothing but 8. So which number we have to add to 8 to get the same number, that is 8? Please write your answers in the comment section. Okay, thank you. 0. So 0 is called as additive identity. Okay. 0 is called as additive identity. So have you understood? To a given number, what we have to add to get the same number, that number we are calling it as additive identity. So always you remember that 0 will be the additive identity. Next we'll go to additive inverse. Additive inverse also we have studied in the last class, in the sixth class. Can you remember what is the additive inverse? How many of you remember? Please comment in the comment section. Okay, thank you. Additive inverse means for a given number, somebody has on the mic, please turn it off. Ravate Gopinath Kisan, please turn it off. Okay, so now additive inverse is nothing but for a given number, what we have to add to get 0. Like if we are having 8, to this 8, what we have to add to get 0? So we have to add to 8, we have to add minus 8. So minus 8 is the additive inverse of 8. So that means to a given number, what we have to add to get 0, that number we call it as additive inverse. Similarly, if minus 8 is there, what we have to add to minus 8 to get 0? It will be 8. So always remember that negative of a given number, it can be any number. So negative of a given number will be always additive inverse. So all of you clear with these two topics? One is additive identity and another one is additive inverse. Please comment. Is my screen is visible? Somebody has commented screen is not visible. Okay. So next, let's move on to the next property, that is multiplicative identity. So now already I told about additive identity. What number we have to add to get the same number. Same way in case of multiplicative identity. So in case of multiplicative identity, what we have to do, which number by which number we have to multiply to get the same number. Suppose they are given any number, let us say 5. To this 5, screen is not visible. Just excuse me 1 minute. हाँ ये आ रहा है हाँ okay. Okay, I think somebody is saying like the screen is not visible. Please let me check that. Resume your presentation. Okay. So please don't present your screens. Okay. Now is my screen is visible? Please comment in the comment section, and please don't uh, present your screens. So now, just now we are discussing about multiplicative identity. As I told, 2, 5, by which number we have to multiply to get the same number, that is 5. So it will be 1. Similarly, you take any integers, for any integers by which number you have to multiply to get the same number. So it will be 1. So that's why 1 is called as multiplicative identity. Okay. So 1 is called as multiplicative identity, and whereas 0 is called as additive identity. Next, we'll move on to the multiplicative inverse. So in case of multiplicative inverse, what you have to do, to a given number, by what you have to multiply to get the same number. Again, somebody has presented the screen. Is it visible? Okay, 1 minute. Just I will. I will be noting down the names because already this is the second time that I am telling who is don't please don't present your screens. And turn off your mics. Okay, is my screen is visible? Please don't share your screens. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. Who is that? The name is. Please don't present your screens. And all of you pin to Arun Sonakamble sir. From that one, I am presenting the class. Okay. And please don't present your screen. Dhananjay Kumar is presenting the screen. Please stop presenting the screen. Is it visible now? Okay. Okay, thank you. So now let's continue our topic, multiplicative inverse. So in case of multiplicative inverse, already I told, by to a given number, by what number you have to multiply to get 1. So let us take an example, 8 to 8, by what number you have to multiply to get 1. Please all of you comment in the comment section. To 8, by what number you have to multiply to get 1. So it will be 1 by 8, because 8 they will get cancelled and you will be left with 1. So multiplicative inverse is nothing but to a given number, by what number you have to multiply to get 1, that number we call it as multiplicative inverse. So 1 by 8 is the multiplicative inverse of 8. So now all of you comment in the comment section, is it possible to find multiplicative inverse for all the integers? My question is it possible to find multiplicative inverse for all the integers? Please all of you try to comment in the comment section. No. So somebody has commented, Sandeep Dudule has commented no, and so many of you have given the comments. So why it is not possible to find multiplicative inverse for all the integers? If it is not, which is that number we cannot find the multiplicative inverse? What is that number where we cannot find the multiplicative inverse? Please comment in the comment section. So 0. Sandeep Dudele, please stop sharing the screen. Already we have taken 2 class regarding this, how to use Google Meet. Please stop sharing your screens. Okay, most of you have commented. For 0, we cannot find the multiplicative inverse. Why? Because the multiplicative inverse of 0 will be 1 by 0. So now, what is the value of 1 by 0? The value of 1 by 0 is not defined. That's why the 0 will not be having any multiplicative inverse. Rest all numbers will be having their multiplicative inverse. So I will be giving some numbers. All of you find the multiplicative inverse. Like -8. What is the multiplicative inverse of -8? Multiplicative inverse of -8. What is mean by multiplicative inverse? Just you need to take the reciprocal. That is called multiplicative inverse. So it will be 1 by -8. Okay. Similarly, if it is 1 by 3, what is the multiplicative inverse of 1 by 3? Or you can take 3 also. So 1 by 3 you have to take the reciprocal. It will be 3. Similarly, you take another example, -15. What is the multiplicative inverse of -15? Multiplicative inverse. I'm not asking about additive inverse. I am asking about multiplicative inverse. So most of you have given the correct answer. The multiplicative inverse of -15 will be 1 by -15. So now today we have discussed about 4 topics: additive inverse, additive identity, multiplicative inverse, and multiplicative identity. Does anyone have any doubt in these 4 topics? Please comment in the comment section. I'll be going through that once again. Okay, thank you. Now, after this, let's move on to divisions. Okay, the next topic is division of integers. Okay, So now in division of integers, directly we'll take some problems and we start doing that. We'll take with some smaller examples like by taking the positive numbers. 25 divided by 5, because 25 is also integer, 5 is also integers. Obviously, when you are writing that 25 divided by 5, it will be 5. Okay, all of you got correct answers. Let's do some more problems. 30 divided by minus 6. 30 divided by minus 6, it will be minus 5. All of you are giving the correct answers. Very good. So it will be minus 5. Let's take some more example. Minus 121 divided by 11. So minus 121 divided by 11, it will be minus 11. Okay, all of you are giving the correct answer. Very good. Fourth, 280 minus 280 divided by minus 40. Minus 280 divided by minus 40. So very good. All of you are giving the correct answers except few. They are getting confused between zeros. So they are putting one more zeros. Please correct it. So minus 28, sorry, 280 divided by minus 40. So obviously minus minus they will get cancelled. It will become plus. 0, 0 they can cancel, and 28 divided by 4 it will be 7. So most of you got correct answer. Now you can see here we are taken 4 different examples. The first example was 25 divided by 5. So here both the integers are positive. 25 is also positive and 5 is also positive. On dividing a positive number by a positive number, the answer will be in positive. And similarly, when you take one positive number and another negative number, the answer will be in negative. Like in case of multiplication, if you are multiplying same sign, answer will be in positive. If you are multiplying two numbers with different sign, answer will be in negative. The same rule we are applying here. If the signs are same, on dividing, the answer will be in positive. The same way, if the signs are different, on dividing, your answer will be in negative. Similarly, in case of this one also, one number is negative, another number is positive. On dividing, your answer will be in negative. Same way, when the signs are same here, both are in negative, on dividing two negative integers, answer will be in positive. Does anyone has any doubt regarding this topic, division of integers? Please comment it. I'll repeat it once again. It is like your multiplication. On dividing same signs, answer will be in positive. On dividing different signs, the answer will be in negative. Okay, very good. Thank you for your feedbacks. Now, let's move on to the properties of multiplication. So properties of multiplication, like as we are discussed about addition, multiplication and subtraction. There we are discussed all the properties. All those properties we'll be discussing once again with respect to division. So first, what is the property that we are discussed in case of other multiplication, subtraction and addition? Please comment in the comment section. First, we are discussed about closure property. closure property of integers under division. So now already I think you are familiar with the closure property of integers and closure properties. Like in addition also we discussed in subtraction and multiplication. So what it says, on dividing any two integers, the answer should belong to an integer. So now let's take some example and we will check whether our answers are belong to integers or not. So first we'll go with some example. Let us take a simple example, 10 divided by 2. What is the answer? It will be 5. So 5, is it an integer? Obviously 5 is an integer. We'll take another example, minus 6 divided by 3. What is the answer? So minus 6 divided by 3, it will be minus 2. So obviously minus 2 is also an integer. We'll take another example, minus 15 divided by minus 5. What is the answer here? It will be 3. Now let's take another example, minus 13 divided by 2. Is it possible to divide? No, on dividing you will get in mixed fraction or in mixed fraction. So here it is not possible to divide 13 by minus 13 by 2. So you will get minus 6.5. But minus 6.5, is it an integer? Is our answers is coming in integer? No. So obviously that answers is not going to come under integer. That's why integers are not closed under division. Okay, so integers are not closed under division. Why they are not closed under division? On dividing any two integers, always we are not going to get an integers. Okay, so that's why integers are not closed under division. Still, if anybody has any doubt, please comment. Somebody has commented, please repeat multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity is nothing but to a given number, by which number you have to multiply to get the same number. Suppose if they are given 5, to 5, by which number you have to multiply to get 5? You have to multiply it with 1. So that's why 1 is called multiplicative identity. So now we were discussing about closure property of integers. I was asking, anybody has any doubt, please comment in the comment section. Anybody has any doubt regarding this closure property of integers under division? Okay, thank you. So integers are not closed under division. Next, let us move on to the next property. What is the next property? As somebody you are commented, that is commutative property. Commutative property of integers under division. Okay, how many of you remember how to check commutative property for multiplication, addition or subtraction? Please comment. How many of you remember? Okay, very good. Most of you remember that how to check for division, multiplication and subtraction. The same way we'll be checking for division. And how to check? We have to take any two integers. For commutative properties means we'll be checking for two integers. So let's take the two integers as a and b. Let a and b be any two integers. So according to this commutative property, A divided by B should be equal to B divided by A. We are checking for division. So here you have to take division sign. Okay. So A divided by B should be equal to B divided by A. So now let's check whether your left hand side of the equation and right hand side of the equations are equal or not. So we'll take some values for A and B. Put A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 10. So on putting A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 10 in the given equation, A is nothing but 5 divided by 10, and in case of right hand side 10 divided by 5. 5 divided by 10 is nothing but 1 by 2, and in case of right hand side 10 divided by 5 it will be 2. Now my question is 1 by 2 is equal to 2? Obviously they are not equal. So when they are not equal, that means integers are not commutative under division. Okay, so integers are not commutative under division. Okay, anybody has any doubt regarding this commutative properties, please comment. How to check commutative property? Take any two numbers A and B. So according to commutative property, A by B should be equal to B by A. So obviously on putting some values for A and B, we are not going to get equal answers. Your left hand side will be different and your right hand side also it will be different. We'll be getting different answers. So that's why integers are not commutative under division. Okay. So till now whatever we have discussed, anybody has any doubt? Because my class will be ending at 9:25. I'll be closing my session, and the last property which is left out is associative property. Okay, associative property will be discussed in the next session. In the next class, will be going to discuss that property. Okay, so please all of you once again put your mark your attendance in the comment section. So you have to take 2 times attendance, one before commencing the class and another one we have to take attendance after the class. So please all of you put your attendance once again, and the next class will be started within, the sir will be taking the next class and I will be informing who will be taking the class. And thank you. All of you please go through that property, associative property, and in the next class we'll be discussing that. Okay, thank you. That I'll be checking today. Those who have submitted the homework, and for that exercise 1.1 and 1.2, today is the last day for submission. I think I have given the last date also. There it is appeared. Please submit your assignment 1.2 and 1.1, 1.1 and 1.2. Yes, sir. Password actually I have changed. So many of you are adding to that Google Classroom. But what I have done, I'll be sending the invitation link. Please send your email. Through that email, you have sent your email. Okay, I'll be resending you the invitation link. Please join from there. Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any doubt? Please ask me. Another 2-3 minutes I'll be here. They can turn on their mics and they can ask if anybody has any doubt regarding submission of assignment or anything. Yes. What? Under division. See, okay, please all of you turn off your mic. I'll be repeating that property once again. So according to this commutative property, Already we have studied this commutative property for addition, subtraction, and division. In all these three cases, what we are doing, we were taking two integers. Always we used to take two integers, and what we are doing, if it is addition, we are writing it as a plus b is equal to b plus a. If it is subtraction, we were writing it as a minus b is equal to b minus a. Same way we are checking it for division. So when you are checking it for division, a divided by b should be equal to b divided by a. Now let's check by putting some values for a and b. Okay, what we have done, we have put a is equal to 5 and we have put b is equal to 10. So now a by b is nothing but 5, because the value of a is 5 and the value of b is 10. So that is 5 divided by 10 is equal to b by a. What is the value of b here? B is 10 and the value of a is 5. So 5 by 10, on simplifying you will get 1 by 2, and 10 by 5, on simplifying you will get 2, and 1 by 2 and 2 are not equal. So when they are not equal, then we can say that integers are not commutative under division. Why they are not commutative under division? Because we are not getting your left hand side and right hand side, right hand side of the equation equal. Okay, is it clear now? Okay, thank you. So the next class will be starting on. Okay, the next class will be starting after 10 minutes, please. Commutative property of multiplication. Please repeat it. Please repeat what is the question. Multiplication. So like there also you have to take two numbers a and b. So according to commutative property, a into b should be equal to b into a. Okay, let's check whether on putting some values for a and b, your left hand side of the equation and right hand side of the equation are equal or not. So you take some values for a is equal to minus 3 and b is equal to 5. So according to this, a into b, nothing but minus 3 into 5, is it equal to b into a, that is 5 into minus 3. Okay, so minus 3 into 5 you will get minus 15, and 5 into minus 3 there also you will get minus 15. Are they equal? Yes, obviously they are equal.